Good evening, everybody. It is meteorologist Aiden's weather forecast here, guys, and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are all enjoying your Thursday evening. And look, tomorrow's already Friday. I'm actually pretty happy. This week's gone pretty fast, and honestly, this week was a lot better than last week. I've actually gotten a lot more sleep, and I hope you guys have been getting more sleep too. So in this video, we're actually not going to be talking about Umberto. We talked about Umberto yesterday. Again, it's moving very fast now. It's moving at 24 miles per hour. Look how far it is from Bermuda. Yesterday it was over here. Imagine all the way over here. We're not going to be talking about Imelda either or these new systems. We're going to be talking about Hurricane Jerry. A lot of these people are actually surprised Jerry, or didn't even know what Jerry was named yet. And a lot of people were actually surprised Jerry became a hurricane. People were actually surprised about this system. And I actually kind of knew about the system already becoming a hurricane. I was going to talk about it yesterday, but Umberto was bringing, again, hurricane force winds to Bermuda. So, yeah. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, guys. And again, this is going to be another threat for Bermuda. This can be a back-to-back hurricane skinning Bermuda within a week or two. And that will be the first time in a very long time that's happened. And so, yeah, this could be a very big threat for Bermuda. It could possibly maybe even become a major hurricane, too, as it goes in the warmer waters Umberto was actually going through, too. So, without further ado, let's get in the video. So we are going to be looking at the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook, and again, this one's actually not looking like it's going to go through the Bahamas like Dorian did. If Dorian went through like this, but again, this one's obviously going to be a bit more north, and it's actually going to be taking about a northern turn from a high pressure system that's laying off right here. That is what is going to be causing this to be turning. And it's actually moving pretty fast too. It actually is moving at 17 miles per hour west-northwest. So it already is turning that turn to the north. So again, if you're in Puerto Rico, the Lesser Antilles, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, you guys do not have to worry about Jerry whatsoever. Again, it's already turning. So that is why it could become a threat for Bermuda, as Bermuda already got a lot of damage from Umberto, even when it wasn't a direct landfall. And look, it's already at 80 knots or 90 miles per hour, guys. This is actually a pretty big storm. It's actually already at 979 millibars. So this was a big jump from a tropical storm yesterday, about at 1,000 millibars, to now 979 millibars. Like, that's incredible. Like how big of a jump it actually went. So yeah, again, it's getting a lot stronger again. So that's where we still have this huge area for it becoming a major hurricane from Category 3, maybe even Category 4. So yeah, with that, yeah, that's definitely not out of the picture. I'm actually gonna be changing satellite imageries here. I forgot to change it. So it's actually not that big. It's actually not super big. Again, it's not super duper big, and it actually turned black for some reason here in the satellite imagery. I do not know why, and I really don't know why, because it's not in the dark outside. But yeah, here we have this system right here. Okay, I'm actually going to switch back because this is actually pretty annoying. I don't know why it's actually doing that. I'm actually just going to go ahead and go back to this because this one doesn't go black. So again, it's actually not that big for this type of hurricane. Again, it is at 80 knots. So again, it really isn't that big of a system. It's not that big for a hurricane for sure. It's actually still looking like a tropical storm size. But yeah, it's having a lot more vorticity though. It has strengthened a lot faster than, obviously a lot faster than Umberto did. It took Umberto a little bit more. But again, we are still seeing it at a Category 1, so it's still the size of a tropical storm again. But it does have a lot of rotation, and it's actually gone more to circular rotation. As you can tell, it was actually pretty unorganized a couple hours ago. And now it's more of a circular rotation, circular system, so that is also a sign. So again, we are seeing rotation for sure in this system, and that is a sign of possibly seeing, again, when we see those millibars drop, that is having the system become a lot more organized, and we're definitely be seeing obviously some areas from the Lesser Antilles go around this system if we have any, and of course we're going to have some of the U.S. Virgin Islands that will be going around the system, definitely on Florida too. Once it gets closer, we'll start to have these areas, and definitely Bermuda might actually have to evacuate the system. Umberto wasn't really a big threat for evacuating. Again, it didn't make direct landfall, and that was actually pretty surprising how it Umberto really wasn't a huge evacuating thing. Bermuda, again, people chose to evacuate if they wanted to. It's not they had to again, but this one could be a different story, as this one could actually make a direct landfall. And yeah, it's look at this. This can actually make a direct landfall right over Bermuda. So this could be a completely different hurricane than Umberto. Umberto may be bigger in size, but this one again has plenty of time. And it's gonna be on Tuesday. We can have landfall on Tuesday. So again, that's less than a week with hurricanes coming in. We have Umberto, and then now we have Jerry. This one's not going to be as nice as Umberto was. I'm not saying Umberto wasn't nice. Of course, it was a Category 3, but this one's gonna make it a lot closer. We thought Umberto was close, but this one's a lot closer. We actually already have tropical storm watches for the areas of the northern Lesser Antilles. So that is a sign that, again, it's going to get very close to the Lesser Antilles, but again, not going to go through like Barry did. Or sorry, I meant Dorian, not Barry. I don't know why I said Barry. But like, yeah, not gonna be like Dorian. Again, it's a very, very small area. This one's actually still needs to update for some reason. I just refreshed this like a couple seconds ago. But again, there's a possibility it's taking that turn to the north west. And yeah, it's not gonna be a threat for the Bahamas, nothing that. But once it comes to the next 4 to 5 days, that's where we have that threat of possibly getting, obviously, very close to the Bermuda. Again, it's not that far. It's very far from Bermuda. On Sunday, you guys are like, oh, what do you mean it's going to hit Bermuda? Look how far it is. It's not even the right coordinate area. But look, it's going to take a actually pretty sharp turn. And it looks like it could go straight through Bermuda. It all depends on this high pressure system. If it pushes it away, if it pushes it, if these winds push it to make it maybe turn south like this. Again, it all depends on that high pressure system of what happens with it. Because again, we can actually have it maybe push it, and this high pressure system can move down, and that can make it go straight up instead of turning. Again, it all depends on this. Again, it's very far out, so it's just a matter of time to wait to see if we can get a little bit more information. So the model tracks are actually going pretty far. If you guys are wondering where Bermuda is, it actually took me a while to look for Bermuda. It's right here. And we have a lot more models going close or on Bermuda than Umberto did at all whatsoever. Again, not going to hit any of the areas of the Bahamas, nothing of that in the areas, again, in the Caribbean. Again, the models are all agreeing on taking a turn like this, except obviously for the Gemini. But again, they are all showing taking a turn, but some of them actually is a big difference, because this actually really, this turn matters. This is at least a good 100 miles at least of a big difference, and that can be a big difference. That's obviously a huge difference if it takes its first turn, completely misses Bermuda. If it takes that last turn, that's where we have trouble. That is where we have trouble. As you can tell, we have the models get a lot closer, obviously, when it comes in. But this at least 100 miles radius does have a factor in this. But again, we always have it turning to the northwest. And we have a couple models making it close. We have 2 that have direct landfall. And we still have these other models that are delayed, that don't go as far as the others, that we can definitely see go over Bermuda. So we still have a good 4 or 5 models waiting that we're still waiting for. And these 4 or 5 models can definitely make a big difference. It can make from 2 to maybe 6 of direct landfall, or from 2 to maybe 3 or 4. And again, these are actually very, very close too. Umberto went like this. Umberto actually went a little bit more north than we thought. We thought it was going to be a bit closer, but it kind of went like this. So Umberto was not incredibly far, but looks like Jerry could make it a bit more of a area to watch out for Bermuda. And this would, again, Bermuda has always had that luck of maybe dodging, but this one looks like it might not dodge 2 in a row. So again, here we have it at Category 1, and this actually is very interesting. We actually do not have 1 or 2 things that can happen. We have a lot. We actually have some models actually weakening to a tropical storm within the next 36 hours. We have some weakening to a tropical storm within the next 60 hours. We have a lot of models staying at a Category 1, then eventually weakening to a tropical storm within the next 120 hours. And then we have a couple models getting to a Category 2, a Category 3. So we have so many things that can happen with this system with Jerry. It's honestly, I can't say something will happen right at this point. I can say it can weaken, it can stay the same, it can strengthen, And again, if I say it weakens, I can't tell you what time. Because we have in between the next 24 hours to the next 160 hours. That's a huge difference. That was actually a bad line. So honestly, guys, this is way, way, way too far out with the intensity guidance. This intensity guidance is way too unpredictable at this point. So again, there is a possibility. Again, it possibly could make a category 2 for sure. And then at that point, we don't know if it weakens back to category 1. It does most likely get to category 2 for sure within the next 12 hours. And then at that point, we're lost with spaghetti models. We don't know what's going to happen if it weakens, if it strengthens, if it goes straight down. We don't know. And again, right now I'm just going to say it's going to strengthen from now within the next 12 hours. And then from the next 12 hours, it's really, really hard to say what happens. So here's Jerry. It's going to be, obviously, we're going to be seeing it strengthening. Here we have it again. Again, this European is delayed a couple hours. That's the European model for you. And then there's actually a possibility it shows it weakening right now. It's actually the European does show it weakening back to 66 knots, which is, again, not a good, or it actually is a good sign. But look, then we have a huge change to 99 knots. Right? If you guys aren't wondering, if you guys are wondering where Bermuda is, that black dot's Bermuda. That's Bermuda for you guys. Look, looks like it goes like straight in the eye wall again at 87 knots, 96 knots, and then it looks like it goes like Bermuda, like Umberto's doing right now. And look, we have another system. We have the Atlantic is definitely really strengthening, really becoming active, and this could be a huge threat. This would be our maybe even another threat for the Atlantic. Again, it could become a major system after, but again, we're going to be focusing on Jerry. Here we looking at the radar. Here's Jerry right now, again, at around 980 millibars. Here we are going to have it, again, moving. Then we have it weakening at 1,004 millibars. There's just one area right here. It looks like it's a bit cooler waters for sure in that area. As it really starts to weaken, like maybe back to tropical storm. And that is what we're seeing here, weakening back to a tropical storm. Again, that's one of the things that can occur. And then we have a strengthen back to 906 millibars. It goes near Bermuda. And again, we still have a lot of rain from Umberto. Imagine another hurricane area, or maybe even a tropical storm. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, and see you guys.